Hey there guys, this is Wes888 here, and I'm back in with an episode of Fishing Planet. Yes guys, Fishing Planet. Now, in today's episode, I was hoping to do the old books competition for amateurs, but unfortunately, which obviously is a level restricted area, unfortunately, wasn't enough of us to register to play the match, so it got cancelled. For these matches, there has to be at least 20 players. Unfortunately, there wasn't, so we weren't able to do it. So instead, as you see in the title, we are going to be doing the Rocky Exploration, the first one. So we're going to be traveling to Rocky Lake, and we've got to try and catch the golden shiner, the bluegill, the black crappie, the white bass, and the white sucker. And what we'll get is a bait coin, some cash, and barbless hooks. So we're going to track that. And as you guys have noticed in my last episode, I actually got the unlimited license because I had enough bait coin, so I don't have to worry about coming here on the license part because I love Rocky Lake for fishing, especially with a spinning rod. But we're not going to be using spinners today. What we're going to be using is our traditional float rod setup and our feeder rod setup. Now, just in case any of you have been commenting, I have noticed that my line is at risk for my rod because of the reel. The reason is the max drag on the reel, as you can see, is a 4.9, but my line is a £6 test, which unfortunately means the line could snap. So just in case, I do have my braid with me. I've bought some braid, and what we're going to do is we're going to bring our cage feeder just in case it breaks. Unfortunately, I hadn't noticed till now that my line had a chance of breaking my reel, or that the line would just snap. So I am trying to break the reel, don't get me wrong. I just don't want the line to break and lose a few of these things, because obviously when your line breaks, you lose your leader, your hook, and your sinker. But it's not an expensive sinker, so I'm not too worried. So obviously, like I said, I'm going to be going to Rocky Lake. Now, my net can't take a load of fish, unfortunately, and there's going to be a slight problem with that. So today, I'm actually going to get a better keep net. So I want to try and get a bit of fish to try and make a bit of money back for going to locations. So, you know, there's a bit of a risk when it comes to choosing your net, because obviously I need to make sure that my maximum single fish can be kept in the net. Now, as you can see, I can get extra pound of a fish, a 6.5 pound fish, one single fish of 6.5 pounds, but I don't have that much fish I can have in my net. 15 pounds, you know, if I catch two of that, I could only catch maybe a third one, and that'll be it. So I'm going to go for the 5.5 pounds maximum weight of a single fish, and hold a bit more fish. You know, 26 pounds is pretty good to get, so I'm going to buy that, which will get my home storage. Now, as you notice, we've got the standard one here. Now, in a few of the episodes, it has shown that I can take a 2 pound weight of a single fish, so there is a slight typo error in the game. So do be cautious when you're buying these nets, because sometimes you might actually find out you can actually take more. I know if I had the bait coin, I might have bought that one for an early stage, but I know if you're on the consoles, you get, I think it's the Fish Hut Medium. So if you got that, have it and use it, guys, because it's going to help you out, and that one will be fine for this place anyway. But for a long term at the moment, I'm going to go for this one, because that means when I go to a few other locations and start keeping the fish, I can make some money and get a bit more fishing as well. So obviously, just to make sure we get this in, I'm going to change my hunter to that one. Now, if I'm just going to some locations where I don't need to worry about catching too many fish, I'll probably use the old one. But again, I'm not really going to need a small net, because I've already done the missions for, obviously, Lone Star, Lesney Villa Fishery, and the Mudwater River. Now, I know a few people are going to say, but there's monster fish. Yes, I know, but I'm going to need a bigger net to keep the monsters in. So at the minute, I'm not really going to need that small net anymore, because I've done my 30 days at these 3 locations. And now when I go to a location, I'm going to have to grind for a bit of money before I go to the next day, and to make sure I pay for them travels to the location, so I'm getting some money in and getting a bit extra cash so I can actually repair the stuff that breaks or degrades. So If at this point you've already done the 30 days at them 3 locations, I would suggest on selling your old net because you're not going to be able to keep it. So, bye. It gives you a bit more storage in your stash at home, especially when you're not paying Bitcoin for these items. Now, obviously, I'm hoping to get up to 300 Bitcoin, so I'm getting an extra 200 items worth of storage back at home. Now, I know there is a thing with Twitch that you can get a drop and you have a chance of getting one of these type of cases or storages for free from people who are doing the thing with Twitch. I'm not sure how that all works, but there's a thing there with Twitch and getting storage or experience or cash or Bitcoin. So, or maybe a random item. So I'm not sure on that one. You guys might know a bit more about that. If there's someone who's watching who does the whole Twitch thing, if you want to put that down in the comment section to explain it, then I'll put in a video so other people can understand. But yeah, there's a thing with Twitch where I think if you link your account with Twitch and there's a person who's streaming, you can get a drop from them. You open it, obviously you storage it at home, and it'll give you a random item and some random stuff and experience. So there are things with that. But if you're not watching streams on Twitch and you're trying to get this all without any DLCs and without paying out for Bitcoin, it is going to be a bit of a grind. And trust me, I'm going to have a hell of a time grinding for the 300 Bitcoin just to get the extra storage space. So you will see me at some point get the extra storage space. So I'm waiting till the St. Patrick's Day event. We're catching them fish. I can get that Bitcoin up and get the extra storage and hopefully better licenses. Anyway, I think I've rambled on enough about my setup and everything else. So anyway, just in case anyone's wondering, yes, there is the short version and the long version, which should pop up now. Hopefully I've got it in the right time spot, or I might have to turn up a bit sooner. Whichever version you're watching this, there will be a long or short version, so I will edit the short version for actually catching the fish, whereas the long version you're going to have the whole entire thing of me speaking of what I'm doing. As you may have noticed when I was doing the mud water river trial, which was it the trial? Yeah, it was the trial, which took me 2 hours to do. Anyway, actually, we'll go to this location. Now it's going to cost us 200 to go there. Now, if I want to stay an extra day, it's going to cost me 300 each time. So, now that would get to a maximum of, yeah, insufficient funds. It's going to cost 10,700. So we really need to try and get some of this in. Now I'm going to check that my rods are all done. Yep, same for my reels. Now, obviously, make sure when you go, you've got your bait. You've got your leaders, because you may need them. I wish I'd noticed yesterday that I actually had that in my stash, which is quite a lot of mono, because I wouldn't have had to come back to change the £2 one out for the £7. Now, obviously, I'm not going to be using the £2 one anymore, so that can go. The £7 mono, I don't really use the mono anyway, so that can go. Bye, have a beautiful time. But I will keep the fluoro for a later stage, just in case. And obviously I'm taking a break just in case this goes, because then I've got a bit more of a chance of it lasting a bit longer. Anyway, so we're not going to go for the 30 days, because we can't do unless we can actually grind the whole thing out. So we're going to go for the 1 day, and we're going to try and get this mission done in one go. So let's go. So again, as you always load up, there's always going to be an advert for getting some sort of pack and that lot. Don't worry about it. Just put this in because I need to remember. Anyway, right. So we're now at Rocky Lake, which is a really nice place. There's only 2 spawn locations for this place. The Trout galore, and obviously the fantastic fishing. Oh, God, bad. So, now usually before you come in, make sure you've got the bait for the fish. They should mostly all take the worms anyway, so we should be fine. Obviously they'll take dough balls. Night crawlers and small minnows. Good thing we've got some of them on us, and the white sucker. Now the white sucker will take red worms, and I'll prove that as well in today's episode. So we'll close that. I'm going to go over to this spot here because I love it for fishing. Now you can put it on private games instead of having it on random rooms or even rooms with friends, so you can speak to them and have a laugh and not have people walking your way or being your way. So hopefully we'll get a room where there's not too many people in the same spot, and hopefully we'll do pretty well with this location. I'm hoping, and hopefully it won't take me too long. So obviously we've come here for the first time, so we're going to get a bit of cash, which is absolutely awesome. And let's do a 0 on that. Now obviously we're going to come over to this location here, guys. Now everyone's fishing over that side, which gives us a lot of space here. Oh, I love this space. Lovely. Right, so I'm going to set down my feeder rod today. Now I'm going to aim for around about, where is it? Round here-ish. Because for me that's a great spot. Now you can have it at the 8 hook. At the moment today I'm going to use the 2 hook, just so it gets me a bit of the bigger fish at the minute. So I'm going to cast that out, and that's going to go down, and we're going to set it down on our rod stand. Now obviously I'm going to take out my float rod, and it does that every time even though I've got it set like that. And what we're going to do is we're going to have the line, yeah, we'll go for 60 inches, I'm pretty sure that's the depth, at 60 inches on the leader for the line, because it's going to make a slight difference for the fish. So we're going to cast out as far as we can. Obviously with this float rod it's not that far, and it's going to be literally the max distance which I need, which is in the spot that I want to fish, and which will help us catch the fish that we're after today. Now after a certain time, or at a certain point of the time, you will start noticing and seeing the fish coming around the bait for the float, because at a certain time of the day there's enough light on the water that's getting the fish to be noticed. So again, hopefully we can get these in a bit easier without having too many problems. Now obviously I will mention that sometimes your hook size can depend on the size of fish you will get. It's not always the case, but it can affect the fish that you might be after on getting. Now as you can see the fish in the water from this distance, just underneath the water going back and forth, and I need to play this fish just a little bit. So see, as you see, I just dragged up on my reel because I can take it. And this may end up being a trout, which is a bit stronger than my reel can take. Oh boy. Wow, that is a trout. It's got to be. Yeah, that's going to be a trout. The way that's fine, that is going to be a trout. It might actually be a white sucker, to be honest with you, as well. Which are right pain to get in, especially with this setup at the minute, anyway. Which could make my reel obsolete now at this location for what I've got it set as. But again, I need to try my best to bring this in with what I got. Now it is coming in very slowly, so I might gain a bit more experience because I'm using a rod and a reel with a line which is less than the fish. Now if I was using a barbless hook, I'd be getting a bit more experience at the same time. Oh, don't want to be losing that fish. Come on. Yeah, I think that's a white sucker by the way that's going. I would have thought a trout, but no, it's not a trout. Come on. Yeah, that's definitely a white sucker. Come on. Don't be taking this out every time. Yeah, that's a trout. Huzzah! Young rainbow trout. First one for this location, guys. So obviously we're now going to start keeping the fish because we need to make some money. Because we've got most of the challenges done for location. So as you noticed, that was a trout So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to change my hook down to an 8 because I want to try and get the smaller fish, which is what we're actually after. Now, usually I can get the white sucker from the spot I'm aiming towards, and that feed is taking a bit of time to start getting any fish. So obviously we're just going to be sitting there waiting and hoping we get these fish a bit easier. And again, it can take a little bit of time. Now obviously I know some people are probably on the other side are actually fishing towards the reeds or the lily pads to try and bring them fishing, but by the looks of it they're mostly after the rainbow trout or the trout themselves. Now an ideal spot usually, if you are going to go for a trout, especially with a spinner setup, is you aim for, I can't really reach that without doing that, is for that spot there. And we've got our black crappie, that's our first one done. But yeah, if you aim with your spinner around, I can't get all the way up the distance, so if you see the tip of my rod around that area there, you bring it down to yourself, you should get quite a few bites from the trout. Now if you're going to use a feeder or float, about 100 feet out, I'm not sure what it's going to be in the other metrics, I think it was meters, I'm not sure what the distance is, but 100 feet, if you have it cast out, look for the splashes more than anything else, try and get it on the splashes itself, and you should be able to get the fish in a bit easier, especially the trout, because the trout are more out there than down here. So as I just kind of proved, by using a smaller hook, I am getting the smaller fish and the fish that we are after. So hopefully I'm able to get these others, and I will hopefully prove that I can get a white sucker on the float rod. Now obviously we're at a pretty low peak of the day, so we're going to have a bit more of a harder time. The peak is a bit later on in the day, as you guys may have noticed from when we entered in. So what I might do is advance the time for it a bit more easier, hopefully anyway. Like I say, I'm hoping this one doesn't take too long to do and get all the fish in. And if, no, that's not a trout, but that is another black crappie. So that's 2 of them. Sometimes the leader length can make a slight difference as well for the fish. If I could, I would aim it a bit more out if I could, but with this rod I can't get any more out. I wish I was able to, but then I haven't got the float to be able to get the distance, unfortunately, which is a bit upsetting. But we should be able to get this fish in, or these fish in I should say, a bit easier. I'm just hoping I can get a white sucker on this, and then all I have to do is go for the bass and a few others. So now, I am actually surprised I haven't had anything on the feeder yet, which is actually a bit of a shock to me on that one. Well, that is possibly another trout, so this is going to be another fight on my hands here. Yeah, that is definitely a trout. Look at that distance. Now, luckily with Rocky Lake, it's not too much. And we've got another trout. Need to quickly switch back before I lose that trout, because they can be a bit of a tricky thing. But yeah, as I was saying, with Rocky Lake, luckily there's not too much of a distance, so the line won't go too far and the fish won't get away, luckily. So let's try and bring this one in. Like I say, this is going to definitely be a trout. Not sure which one, because it is putting up pretty much a good fight here. Now, doing a bit of a flick and then reeling in can sometimes help. As you can see, it's giving me a little bit of gain on it. But sometimes that can also backfire as well. So all you're doing is literally trying to turn that fish around to come straight towards you. Again, sometimes works, not all the times though. I'm actually kind of lucky this one's actually working. So it could be the trout's actually knackered and it's trying to find a way for its next lot of sprinting out the area. I'm kind of lucky. It's not getting its second wind, so I should be able to bring this in without too much. And the problem there is definitely a trout. Oh, is that a white? If that's a white sucker, I'm actually going to be surprised. That was a white sucker. I'm actually surprised. As I could tell, I got a bit more experience than what I normally would because I'm using a lesser rod and reel setup for the fish I'm actually getting. You can have it up to 3 arrows up. You can also have it in the opposite direction, which means you gain less experience. If I was using a barbeless hook, it would probably be at a 3, and I'd probably get a bit more cash for it as well. But yeah, that's the white sucker, guys. So that actually surprised me a little bit. So now we've only got 2 more to go for. Yay! Right, we are going to go for a round here now. I'm going to do, actually, you know what? No, we are going to aim, yeah, going to aim for about there-ish from over here. Get it in around the reeds, or lily pads over there. I'm going to set that down. Now this gives us a slight chance of maybe getting another fish over that end, and I'm going to cast about here, close to the reeds. Now I'm pretty sure I've not changed my depth, and I'm lucky that I don't need to. So I'm hoping the bait was pulled away too far. The fish is gone. My bait was pulled away too far. Well, which one's lost the bait? Don't tell me the fish snapped off with the bait on the feet. Still check this. Because if they've done what I think they've done, they've nabbed off with the actual bait. No? Okay. It hasn't. I'm surprised. Yeah. That's the message you kind of get when you're at mud water, especially with the float rods, which is a pain. But, right, let's again aim over it. And hopefully get our fish. I don't see you snagged. Let's see if that unsnags it. Oh! No, it's definitely snagged. Dang it. Oh no, I can't believe I got this snagged. See if I drag up, it's going to break the line. Come on. Come on. I know I can get this unsnagged. Come on. Ah, you're going to need me to break the line, aren't you? Yeah, this isn't strong enough. I'm going to have to break the line. Dang it. Oh, I'm lucky. So just the hook I lost. Okay. Yeah. So be a bit careful. So what we're going to do for this location, guys, is we're going to change the depth of that to 50 inches instead. So we don't get ourselves snagged on the bottom somehow with the stuff that's going on around there. I can't believe I got snagged. Unfortunately, I can't unsnag it from that location. And these fish are really trying to test me today. So I'm going to bring this in. I can't believe I've done that. It does happen though. Just the ground bottom there somehow. I just got snagged. If I had a better reel, I could have probably dragged up and brought it in. Right, here we go. What we got here then? Is that another crappie? That is. Come on, we're after that bluegill. We need to find that bluegill. Come on, where's that bluegill? We want our lovely bluegill. If needs be, I will change the bait over to something a bit more different. Come on, come on, come on. Lovely. Come on. Another crappie again. I'm really getting these today, aren't I? I'm pretty sure there's a challenge here on. Now, is it the crappie I'm opening now? I haven't got these marked off because I want to try and make sure these ones stay unmarked. Good, it's not done that. And obviously I've not done that because obviously I'm not using the jig head and bait, thankfully. Right, so why you? Let's go for 40 inches. Let's just see if that might be the reason why. Now I know I should be using an 8 hook instead. That might be the reason why I'm not getting the bluegill. So if it needs to be, I will change that down to an 8, which is a smaller hook. Which should then get me the bluegill in a bit easier. But I'll see what I get again. Like I said, I'm hoping I get that bluegill a bit easier over here. Now, so when it comes to the white bass, it might be a bit more tricky. Now, if I was using a bass jig, it'd be a bit easier. But unfortunately, I don't have it where I can hold rig rods. If I had the third rod, I'd be using a bass jig to bring the bass in. Hopefully, anyway, I would be. They're going to be a little bit. They're both going to go at the same time, aren't you? Yeah. Let me bring you in. Again, it's another crappie. And this is a really light fish because this is coming in, so this might be the bluegill that I was after. Serious hat with a flashlight. Right, on. Didn't mean to have the caps lock on. Catch fish at night. should put sorry. I didn't mean to have the caps lock on when I did that. I didn't realise I had the caps on. I don't know, why have I still got... I didn't change my hook down, did I? I changed it back to the same, right? There we go. So, there we go, that is alright with that. Right, so, we've got our 8 hook. And obviously now we need to... Hold on, let me just do this. And we need to change our baits. Yes, we're going to go for... Hang on, no. Or is it for the bass now? Dirt balls, okay, red ones. I'll go with dirt balls because I might get either that and the golden shiner. Small minnows, night crawlers. I should have had night crawlers on me. Oh well. So I'm going to put small minnows on that one. What we're going to do is we're going to go for this location again with the small minnows. Now there's a chance I'll get the trout with the small minnows. I'm hoping I'll get the white bass. Very funny game. I didn't mean to do you. And because we want to try and get the golden shiner and the bluegill just a little bit easier, we're going to go for the dough balls. And again, we're going to aim in this location. And hope for the best. Now, obviously, because I got the advanced license, I can fish at night time, which would make things a bit easier. Oh, that one's a bit quick, and that should be the golden shiner. Lovely. So just because we changed the bait and we changed our hook size down, we actually got the golden shiner a bit quicker and a bit easier that time. Lovely. Right, let's go for this bluegill. Hopefully we get it. And then that means all we need to try and go for is the white bass. Hopefully we get the white bass a bit easier. Oh. What have we got here? Oh wow, that is really taking the hook. Now what I could do is drag up, but that's really gonna do the reel in. It's almost like I've got a full lock on the reel, so it shouldn't be taking the line, but because it's taking the line, I need to make sure I drag down so it can take the line. That one's going to be a bit more of a fight, so I'll leave that for a minute. That is probably going to be a trout out there. And we got another golden shiner. Lovely. Let's bring this one in. Wow, that is really taking out. That's definitely a trout. You know what? Because I need to break the reel, I'm going to have that tension up. Now, usually when the reel's on a full lock like it is, the fish shouldn't be taking the line. But it's... No. Almost lost that. But it is still taking that line. So again, I want to try and break this reel as best I can. I don't really want to break it in real life. I would not want to advise trying to break reels because you don't get anything for that in real life. For the game, I know I need to try and break the reels, so me having it there is going to be fine. And I really need to tempt the fish a bit more in. Well, this is definitely a strong trout. Now this could be a trophy, maybe even a unique. I'm not going to say for certain because I don't know. Now, obviously, what I'm doing with the reel, I shouldn't be doing. I should not have it on a full lock for this location. But again, I just really want to try and get this fish in. It's actually bad for the fish in real life having a full lock on your reel. Wow, is that actually the bass? That actually might be the bass I'm after. Don't think it is though. From a distance, I don't think it is. No, that's definitely the trout. Yeah, you can see that's definitely the trout there. And I'll do my usual jerky. I'm bringing it in. There we go. That was a pretty nice one. Look at that. Trophy as well. Good amount of cash. That is just awesome. So I'm going to keep that. Okay, so that's where he is, and he's trying to fish over there. Again, I'm going to set my thing for about there again. Like I say, I can probably get the trout on this quite easily. Whiz, really? But yeah, I've as anyone will know, I've done this quite a few times, especially when it comes to my feeder. I know my feeder can handle it. Technically, I'd have a better reel for my rod on that feeder, but again, I'm just trying to do as much as I can with the starter gear and see how far I can get with it. I'm not going to promise I'm going to get that far in the series with just the starter gear. I know I will have to change. Now, as you can see, at the tip of my rod, you can see a fish is biting that float there. And obviously, when you come to St. Croix, you will notice, and I will point out, and you'll probably more likely be able to see it. You'll see the pike biting the bait. Unfortunately, at the minute, we can't really see the fish here. See? And that's the bluegill, I think, that they've got over there. Is that my... Nope. Everything but my bluegill. I'm going to have to go to the other side for the bluegill at one point. Let me just hit the 2 instead because I realised I can get it with... Yeah, and I'm going to anchor it up again because it's just going to need it. Come on, white bass. Come on, white bass. Come on. Now, again, I shouldn't be doing this to my reel on the game, but again, like I said, it wanted me to do the challenge for it, so... Cutthroat. Lovely. Now, I know when it comes to something like a unique, it's going to be a real challenge to bring that in. And I have a feeling I've got to go to the other side for the bluegill. But at least again, that keep net filled up. As you can see, max weight for the fish is a 5.5 pound, which is good. So the information for this net was right. And obviously, I can have 26.5 pounds worth of fish all together in total, which again is absolutely great for this location. Getting these fish in is going to be just awesome. So again, like I said, I'm trying to hope to get these. Come on, bluegill. I'll have to let them know. I'll have videos coming out soon. But yeah. People will be like, what? You're just using starter gear? No way. Yes, I am just using starter gear. No, That's the big difference. Now, people who are high level are probably still using the most, highest level rods to bring the fish, and they'll bring them in with ease. Me, I don't even need to. I'm just literally casting out and bring them in. All right. I know the bluegill's probably on the other side. I'm just trying to get this white bass. Well, actually, I lied there. I'm not just using and. Oh no, hold on. One can never have enough. Oh no, hold on. Okay. I don't. But yeah. Actually, this is very helpful. Come on, where's my bluegill? My bluegill's gonna. I know it's gonna be. It's my bluegill that's gonna be over that side. Let's see. Can I get a bluegill around here? See, he's using a feeder. Yeah, he's using DLC stuff. As you can see, he's got the jacket. Oh, hold on. I shouldn't be doing that when I'm next to someone. I'll just have that in. Yeah, he's got the jacket, the hat, and you can see the DLC rod because of the banding on it. But yeah, he has DLC stuff. He's got a feeder. What's he got? What basic has he got? Um, uh, let's just ask him. Try and give him a bit of a hand to try and catch what he's after. You know what? I'm going to cast out there with the feed. Day balls. Let's hope I can get this. And I'll see Mr. Baldy. He's got his fishing. He's using a spinner. See, I guess people will notice that I'm catching quite a lot of fish pretty early now. Obviously, my time of day is going to be different from theirs. Has he put? Yeah, he's put a meth feeder on it. Is that a meth feeder? Or is that a sink? I can't tell from this angle. Hold on. Ah, looks like a method feeder from this distance. And that's our bluegill. Lovely. Now we're going to have the fun one, the white bass. Let's go. Oh, now as you see there, the weight is too heavy. Now if I had a stronger float, the weight would be fine. So we're going to have to try and go with red worms to get the white bass. Now, I know the white bass can be exactly where I've been casting is in this location here. Unfortunately, small minnows is too much, so I'll have to hope I can get them on the red worms. Now, again, I am using a smaller hook, which is the 8. Obviously, my feeder's got the 2 hooks, so I'm hoping one of them will get them. I know bass aren't much of bottom feeders, but with the fish just being around at the bottom, they may just take attention to it and bite onto it, and that's what I'm hoping for anyway. Hoping is the word for it. Yeah, he's got a trophy by the looks of it on his rod. But yeah. I'm still learning. He's still learning the good ropes. Oh, I struck too late. Um, so I'm still trying to learn these controls, and I missed that hit, unfortunately. But yeah, just so you know, the time of day can also affect the fish, and that's the trout. Obviously, before they bring it in, you actually get to see what they've got. It's only a few seconds, because obviously their latency is a bit different from yours. So they've got the fish, and they're like, oh, I've got this. Um, but yeah, I try and help people out as best as I can. Everyone wants to enjoy the game, have fun. Like I said, I don't use DLC stuff because for me it's kind of I don't spend money. Um, I'm a bit tight when it comes to money, to be honest, guys. So that's why I don't pay for DLC stuff that often, especially when it comes to certain games like this, when you can have to really grind at it. Um, so like I said, I really do like to try and help people out. And as you can see, that fish. You can see that fish. That's the one on this on that guy's spinner. Um, yeah, I would warn people on here that my explanations on the console version aren't going to be as well as what my PC version explanations are. Because on a PC I can actually get to edit and actually sort things out a bit better. And I'm actually surprised how long this has taken. I was hoping this would have only took me 30 minutes. I do apologise, guys. But I'm already at the 50-minute mark, just about. Wow. This has actually taken me a bit longer. Now, the spot I'm actually fishing at, it's usually about a bit more up around there-ish. It's well fished when it comes to the Rocky Lake fishing contest. And we got a fish on. What do we got? It's going to be another crappie. That is another crappie. And a trophy as well. Wow. Let's get a bit more depth on that because I know I can go for 60 around here. So I'll go for about there. So obviously he's got a feeder, so is he trying to reel that in at the same time? They were probably thinking, who's twitching their rod at the same time for it? That was a bit easier. I'm getting these crappy in way too early and easy. Come on, I should be getting this bass in. This is what I was going to say. It's a nighttime fish. It's not a nighttime fish. Yeah, he's ringing this. Yeah, he's making a mistake. He shouldn't be trying to reel his rod in at the same time. And I'm not going to try and type. I'll type after I've got this fish in. There we go. Uh-oh, he left. Oh dear. Well, I couldn't tell David that he was doing it wrong. He's using a feeder as a caster or spinning rod, which is his mistake. I think it's because he's watching everyone else like, oh, I'm supposed to do this. No. Feeders are feeding, floats are floats, spinners are spinners. When it comes to float and feeder rods, they just sit in the water and rest. Spinning and casting rods are the one that you reel in. And you do your twitches, your stop and goes, your lift and drops, and all that. But floats and feeders, you literally cast out, place down, and leave. You do not try and bring them. You only bring them in if you need them at the right distance that you want to try and get your fish out. You don't do anything more than that. You only, try and set the hook when you've got a bite or when it's trying to take off with your bait. But yeah, that David person. Unfortunately, David, you are doing it wrong when it comes to the feeder. It's just literally when you got your feeder, the one with the bell, you cast it out, it drops, and you let it settle. You don't need to do anything more than that. The same for my float. I've literally cast it out and I've left it. What you've seen some of the other people do in the spare time is use a spinning or casting rod. That's the only time you need to reel in and twitch, or stop and go, lift and drop, and all the other stuff. Unfortunately, you've been trying to use the feeder rod as a spinner. It may have worked a few times, and there we go. There was our white bass. We have got it. Lovely, guys. We completed that challenge. So now we've got some barbless hooks. We've got 1,300 cash, and we've got a bait coin. Lovely. And to prove it, I did get it on red worms, and most of them were on red worms, apart from the golden shiner. And I'm surprised this hasn't caught anything because it's been snagged the whole time. I don't know. But we've got a cleaner challenge, so let's just throw that because I can't do the challenge just yet for that anyway. Yeah, we got a bit of debris. I don't believe that. Anyway, guys, like I say, hopefully this has helped. Obviously, let me just get my rod out. I'm pretty sure I could have used the same spot and used those balls there and got the golden shiners there. But yeah, if you do the fish tournament for this place, the old Bucks competition, try and aim for around this area here. I know it's not exactly great because my rod can't go that far out. I usually get about 60 feet out from this location. I could be a bit more close and be about 55. But only from 60 to 50 feet. As long as you're in this spot. Unfortunately, I can't get to the top. But so from the tip of my rod, if you're in this area here, I've done pretty well with red worms when it comes to the fishing contest, when it's the worms and insects. That spot's been really well for me. If it's to do with barbless tackle, which I'm pretty sure you can use the hooks, that's exactly the same. Now, if it's the spinning rods, usually going from up around there, down can do well. Again, you could aim for the spot around there, because usually there is a spot there where the fish will be biting and snapping at. It's about 100 feet out. Again, I'm not sure what the conversion is on the meters. I think it's for the metric system, but I know it's 100 feet out. If you've got a rod that can go out 100 feet, great. If it needs to be used as a feeder, but the feeder might take a bit more time. So if you've got a float, use it. 60 inches on the length, on the leader length, will help you out as well, guys. And that should hopefully get you in the fish a bit easier. That side, I'm not exactly 100% certain. Maybe aiming for them lilies should be fine, or aiming near them rocks should be fine. But don't quote me on that side for them. This side, I could definitely quote you on, like I said, the reflection in the water. Actually, I could do it better. This area here, which I'm now going around in, that is pretty good with the insects. And if you have to round here, I'm going too far around this spot here. Again, you will see splash more around here, but you can go for that spot and even that spot. But the contest is usually about 100 feet out, which is about around there. They can do pretty well for them contests. Anyway, at least that did take me an hour. Yeah, probably using the outro, probably will. But yeah, if it was over this side, again, I don't really know 100%. I know a few people go for the lily pads and the rocks over there. But anyway, hopefully, guys, you've enjoyed today's episode. If you did, please do hit that like button. If you haven't already, please do subscribe. If you do have any questions, please do put them down in the comment section down below, and I'll try and answer them as best I can. Or if not, I'll do a video to explain whatever's been asked, which I'll probably do in a whole thing altogether. Hopefully this was able to help you out and give you a bit more advice and let you see what I've got done and what I'm doing, and hopefully it has helped out, and hopefully I can help this David Brook guy out a bit, or gal. I'm guessing it is a guy, and he is using a float, which he still seems to be spinning in. I'll have to let him know that spinning a float in all the time doesn't actually help. It's not a spinning rod. Anyway, guys, hope you've all enjoyed. Stay safe, happy fishing, and as Vamps would always say if he was in chat with me, keep on gaming. But most of all, guys and gals, enjoy yourselves while you're fishing on this game and have fun. Anyway, bye for now.